Picture this. You wake up one fine morning, brew yourself some coffee, glance at the news headlines, and surprise, everyone's talking about how Mercury and Pluto just swapped positions in the solar system. Yes, you heard that right. The closest planet to our sun and that distant icy dwarf decided to play cosmic musical chairs. Suddenly, our scorching innermost rock is banished to the cold edge of the solar system, while frosty Pluto is roasting in Mercury's old orbit. Sound outlandish? Absolutely. But buckle up. Because in this what-if scenario, reality is about to get weird, wacky, and scientifically fascinating. Let's dive in. First, a quick refresher on our original solar system lineup. Before everything went topsy-turvy. Mercury is tiny, about 4,880 kilometers across, but it's dense and mostly metal, zooming around the sun at an average distance of just 58 million kilometers. Pluto, on the other hand, is about 2,376 kilometers across, part rock, part ice, perched at an average distance of around 5.9 billion kilometers from the sun, or if you prefer cosmic bragging rights, about 39 astronomical units. It's so frigid out there that Pluto's surface is covered with nitrogen ice, methane ice, and water ice. Basically, if you threw a summer barbecue on Pluto, which is a terrible idea by the way, you'd have to keep your beverages warm instead of cold. Now imagine the universe's cosmic traffic police somehow pulled them over and issued a swap or else order. Mercury is teleported to Pluto's orbit, and Pluto is teleported to Mercury's orbit. Poof! Just like that, your sense of cosmic normalcy is shattered. It's as if we took the hot sauce from our cosmic spice rack and replaced it with a popsicle. But what actually happens next? Let's break this epic scenario down, starting with our friend Pluto, now front and center, doing a cameo next to the sun. Let's talk about Pluto soaking up some serious rays. In real life, Pluto is a frozen wonderland boasting massive icy plains, a subsurface ocean, maybe, and a heartbreakingly cool heart shape on its surface. Its predominantly nitrogen, methane, and water ices stand in stark contrast to Mercury's rocky metallic composition, making this scorching new environment particularly catastrophic. But park that same ball of rock and ice a mere 58 million kilometers from the sun, and you've basically put an ice cube in a furnace. It's showtime for the meltdown of the millennium. As the sun relentlessly blasts Pluto with temperatures that can climb well above 400 degrees Celsius, roughly 750 degrees Fahrenheit, all that nitrogen, methane, and water ice won't just melt, they'll sublimate. In other words, they'll go directly from solid to gas, skipping the liquid phase like it's some awkward middle school dance. Imagine your local skating rink instantly turning into a sauna. That's Pluto's surface in this new position. It's like inviting the abominable snowman to a beach party. Your new friend might not stay snowy for long. With that much massive ice turning to gas, Pluto would form a dramatic atmosphere, possibly thicker than anything it experienced in its frosty past. We might even see a comet-like tail streaming away as solar wind rips at this newly spawned gas envelope. Observers from Earth, assuming we have front-row telescopes, could watch Pluto sparkle in the sky, looking a bit like a supersized comet on steroids. Some might wonder if the poor thing would just break up like a fragile cookie dunked in hot coffee. Not immediately, no. Pluto does have a rocky core that gives it some structural integrity. However, over time, we can say goodbye to a fair chunk of its mass. The scorching environment would churn its surface dramatically, turning the once peaceful dwarf planet into a cosmic pressure cooker. Geysers, volcanism, or at least large-scale sublimation events might be happening daily. It'd be the greatest fireworks show in the solar system, one that would eventually leave Pluto looking like a heavily eroded, battered version of its former self. By now, you're either thrilled at the sight of an exploding Pluto, or you're just relieved it's not happening in real life. But let's not forget about Mercury, now cast out to that lonely orbital slot near Neptune. Time to check in on our sturdy little speedster. While Pluto is roasting like a marshmallow left too close to the campfire, Mercury is out there at the cosmic ice machine, stuck in a neighborhood well beyond the sun's warm glow. In Pluto's old orbit, the sunlight is so weak, you might as well call it sunlight. Instead of sizzling in a perpetual cosmic sauna, Mercury is now shivering at temperatures that can dip below minus 200 degrees Celsius, about minus 328 degrees Fahrenheit. Talk about an extreme makeover. Mercury, famously known for frying eggs on the surface level heat, is suddenly the ice-cold star of a sad winter flick. Nights on Mercury used to get extremely chilly, around negative 170 degrees Celsius on the night side, but in the far outer reaches that becomes the everyday vibe. It'd be like taking a Las Vegas desert and plopping it into Antarctica, except Antarctica gets far more sunlight by comparison. So does Mercury get an adorable new atmosphere out there? Maybe some cozy, romantic clouds? Not really. Mercury is mostly rock and iron, with no substantial store of ices that can vaporize or create a robust atmosphere. Unlike Pluto's meltdown in the inner solar system, Mercury's new environment is all about scarcity. Sure, it might pick up a bit of cosmic dust swirling around the Kuiper belt, but that's about as exciting as picking up glitter on your shoe after a birthday party. You might see some extremely minimal changes if there are any trace volatiles locked beneath the surface. But Mercury is no snowball, so don't expect dramatic transformations. It mostly remains a lonely, battered rock, albeit now with a serious chill factor. Think of Mercury like a once popular city kid forced to move to a remote farm. There's still a city heart inside it, but now everything's just quiet. All things considered, I'd say it's a relief this is just a hypothetical. Pluto might have the coolest name in the solar system, no pun intended, but it sure doesn't deserve a one-way ticket to a cosmic sauna. Mercury, likewise, probably shouldn't be banished to the frigid outskirts after billions of years of hugging the sun. Let's keep them where they are, shall we? It's a lot less stressful for everyone, especially the folks building planetary orbits in science textbooks. Thank you for joining me on this bizarre journey through a scrambled solar system. If your curiosity is still orbiting around, remember to hit that like button, subscribe for more what-if adventures, and drop your own wild theories in the comments. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll swap Jupiter and the moon. Just kidding. Or am I? Until then, keep looking up at the sky and imagining the impossible, because in the vastness of space, almost anything can happen. If there's one lesson from this cosmic switcheroo, it's that location truly reigns supreme in shaping a planet's destiny, be it meltdown or freeze out.